So when we're getting ready and getting used to Material UI, you can go and navigate around this website, go through the components, see if there's anything in here that looks like something you want to use inside of your website. And the basic component we'll start is just a container. And a container is where you'll put your content, essentially. There you go. So if we want to add something like the container in, when we talked about the component, we'll call that container from Material UI core / container. Hopefully your linter is all working in Atom. So the linter is what gives these little warnings. For example, right here, container is defined but never used. You should get little error signs if something's not proper format or syntax, or just general styling on how you code. If you ever want to be a coder, programmer, developer, you'll realize the styling and general commentary on your code, things like that become very important, especially when you get bigger website apps going. But for now, we can just look at that. Container is defined but never used. Okay, so we don't really need any of this inside of app right now. That's just the basic setup we had before. If we want to add one of these components that we pulled in, we'll just put in container with these on the outside. And just like in HTML, if you've read through the docs a little bit or gotten used to it, each of these needs to be closed. So to close something, you'll put the / and then container. Close that off again. There we go. Now we're getting that linter warning again. We don't really use that logo, so we can get rid of that line. And let's give that a save, see what we got. Go back into the original terminal window where it was compiled successfully. Great. So we've got this blank web page, nothing too exciting yet, and we can start adding pretty much anything inside of here that you want. But for starters, let's just get a quick little line of text. Just like before, you can add whatever you want here. Most tutorials and general programmers start with hello world. There you go. Save that, make sure it all compiles, and now you've got that. A little note about styling quick. When you have components inside of each other, you should make sure to tab out and make sure you can see exactly where things are stored inside of each other. This helps to structure the code for yourself or whoever else reading it. This is technically still acceptable code. It doesn't break any syntax rules or anything. But as soon as you get a big website going, it can get super confusing seeing which ones are contained inside. So let's keep that styling where we had it before. There you go. At least we got something on the web page, but let's make it a little more interesting. You can go back into this Material UI site and look at some of the components they have already pre-built. Let's see. If any of these look interesting, feel free to play around and add them in, see what they look like on your own React app. But one thing I like to have on websites is this right here, this little bar at the top, you see. It's pretty common in most website stylings, and here I think it is called, there it is, app bar. So app bar is whatever's at the top of your app, a little header for it. So why don't we throw one of those in by going back into the app.js file, just like we did with the container right here. You can go in here, a quick little tip for Atom, if you double click the word, it'll highlight it, and then Command D will select the next one too. So see that? From here you can edit both of them at the same time, and we'll add in that app bar. Once again, we have that little linter warning saying it's not used. So let's put that inside the container. Make sure to close that off. Let's see what we got. Compiled successfully, nice. But when we go to the website, there's nothing showing up. And something important that you're going to want to see with this Material UI is being able to go into the docs, being able to go into the source code. And inside here you can see that you actually need a toolbar on top of the app bar. So we'll go in and add that too, just like we did with container and app bar. We'll put a toolbar. Remember that Command D to select both of them, and we'll put a toolbar. Once again, the linter warning. We're going to put that toolbar inside of the app bar, just like it's shown on the docs before. Remember that Command D. And just to make sure we have something showing up on side of the toolbar, Material UI uses typography as its component for storing text. So let's add that in. It's always a useful tool to have some nice font text. There you go. And we'll put that inside the toolbar. You can add whatever you want in there again, just maybe your name, whatever the site of the website you're trying to create is gonna be, and we'll do website tutorial. Save that, make sure it all compiles okay. Go back, see how that worked. There you go, you got your nav bar at the top. Pretty common use cases, you'll have the little hamburger button, or maybe some more links up here for sign up, sign on, link to your blog, link to your store, whatever it is. It's just a generally super useful tool. It's common in pretty much whatever website you'll see. Anything up here. There you go. And that'll be how we'll start our website.